Jefferson City area authorities are continuing their crackdown on heroin use.
Heroin overdoses are becoming epidemic in the Jefferson City area.
You've heard news story after news story.
New information on Tuesday's heroin bust in Jefferson City.
Bust after bust.
Charges are still pending against 2 Jefferson City men suspected of theft in Hannibal and drug possession.
And one arrest after another.
Jefferson City Police have put a suspected heroin dealer behind bars.
All dealing with heroin.
We've been all over town. We've been east, north, south, and west of town and found it in all areas.
Sergeant Joseph Mathern is in charge of the community action team for the Jefferson City Police Department. The team responds to every overdose in the city and investigates in an effort to find the supplier.
We've become more aggressive in enforcement of heroin. We're making arrests to try and send a message to dealers that we're not going to tolerate heroin in our town.
Sergeant Mathern let me get a first-hand look at how he's fighting the problem. I rode along with him as he patrolled the city streets. He says the biggest problem with cracking down on the opiate drug is finding it.
The difficulty is finding it. They're such very small. I compare it to a small pebble. And they wrap them in plastic baggies, and they can hide them anywhere in a vehicle or on their person that you just can't find it.
Around town, one dose of heroin is known as a shoe, button, boy, or H, and it's pretty cheap. 1/10 of a gram of heroin is about 20 or 30 bucks here in the capital city.
We're finding that the suppliers are getting such a vast amount of heroin that they're not required to cut it down quite as much, so the purity levels are higher than they were in the past.
Mathern says when it comes to heroin addiction, there's no discrimination.
That's one thing about heroin. It has seemed to attack all classes, all levels, and all ages.